What up, Tish? Where you at? What up, peoples? I didn't know y'all was waiting in here. They don't usually notify anybody before I get in here. That's funny. What's up, y'all? Wait for the peoples to come in here. Come on up in. See? They not notifying. This is crazy. So like last week I got notified that most of y'all wasn't getting the notifications. Who was that? Reload 614. Terrence Monger, what up? DD. Mad Titan. What up, Tishy Tish? Kimberly Bell. Bahamanian 1964. What was that? Hood Politics Entertainment. Sekhmet Ankh. Soul Susette. Oh, y'all coming in fast. Almighty Sekou. Gwendolyn Bonner, what up, girl? Randy Lanier. Miss Jenny, that's Michelle. What up, girl? Thomas Walker. Man, y'all coming in fast. CC. Psych 333. Christopher Clark. What up? Hotep Shalom. Oh, man, I missed you. Damn. Craig Hunter. King. Oh, man, y'all coming in fast as hell now. Shit. Aziz. Dank. What up? Goddess Eye. Oh, man, y'all missed it. What up, Queen B? Everyday Short. Man, y'all got crazy names. What was that? Ishmael Abubakar. Man, I couldn't see it. Beyond the Matrix. What up? Cause I said so. Craig Hunter. Terrence Jones. The November Mage. That's what's up. Who was that? Madonna Woods. What up? GMO Mosquitoes. No GMO Mosquitoes. Rhonda Morton. Psych 333. KDH. Abdul H. What up? What up, everybody? I'm back to Saturdays now, since y'all don't know. I was doing the other days because we were having Know Your Rights Foundation meetings on Saturday. So I had to move the live stream around a little bit. But now I'm back on Saturday, so maybe. I don't want y'all to get used to what I'm doing. I don't know. I may pop up, you never know. But most of the time I'll do it on Saturday. What up, people? And to those, speaking of Know Your Rights Foundation, everybody who's been volunteering, man, we're we are building this shit like crazy, unsuspectedly, but it's awesome. We want all of the people to volunteer, which is awesome. You guys want to learn your rights, so we appreciate that. And if we haven't gotten back to you yet, just please wait. We should have sent you like an assessment. If you volunteered, you should have gotten an email back where we sent you an assessment, just to see what you know, preliminary law questions, just to see what you know, so we'll know where you at. And so fill that out, send it back to us, and then we'll get back to you. But we have a lot of people who have been wanting to volunteer, which is great. But so just make sure you do those things, because we are keeping track of who's doing what. So if you got the assessment, make sure you fill that out and mail it back to us. But man, shout out to everybody who's been doing that. And if you want to volunteer, go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org and hit us up. We're teaching people the law for free. We're teaching you for free. Not really for free. You gotta teach it to other people. You gotta pay it forward. So you don't just learn the law and sit back like Mr. Burns on Simpsons and you just start killing everybody with the law yourself. No, that's not what it's for. You gotta get out and start teaching people. So if you want to do that, because that's what's going on right now, that you see they're trying to strip you of your rights. So it's time to start learning them before they completely take them away from you. KnowYourRightsFoundation.org. What is that? The Cooper, appreciate you. What up? And who else is that? Is that Aaron Wilson? What up? So let's get on with this movement, y'all. I'm telling y'all, a million of us banging on the law, masters of the law. What they gonna do? They can't do nothing with that. They couldn't even do nothing with a third of that. But man, let's get to the goal. 1 million Johnny Cochrans. Get on the movement, baby. KnowYourRightsFoundation.org. And also get your packages, all the information if you want to be able to deal with police officers at the police stop and assert your rights. Want to say shout out. If you saw the show, Zoe What Show on Monday, Zoe's son's mother, he brings sweets from her thing called Shepherd's Sweets. I want everybody to get that. It's called Shepherd's Sweets. Make sure y'all get down. And if y'all don't know, she makes the most awesome sweets. I mean, good Lord have mercy, Jesus. So she makes, this is like a toffee, like a peanut brittle toffee type of, oh, this is so damn good. So I ain't supposed to be eating it. I just worked my ass off for 2 hours. I ain't supposed to be eating it. But goddamn. Let me tell you something. Yes. This is off the chain. She also got it drizzled with chocolate and caramel. Man, it's off the chain. She be trying to look, she be trying to destroy me. But she also makes one they call the sweet potato cake. Most incredible thing of all time. I'm telling you right now. Shepherd's Sweets, order the sweet potato cake. Tell you right now, you'll slap your mama. Even if she dead. You'll go to the graveyard, you'll pull her out the grave. You'll say, how come you didn't know how to make a cake like this? You'll pull out a cake, then throw, hey, get out of here. You was useless. You couldn't make a cake like this when you was alive? Get out of here. But that's how good the damn cake is. So it got started, just so you know, just real quick. I tasted it first. We do these rituals. You know, we got back to our rituals, and we used to do this. We used to celebrate. We still celebrate, but we don't do it together anymore. But the equinox in April. So this is what you guys should be doing. So we used to gather together, and everybody used to get together and bring food and gifts, and we got together. It was an awesome thing. You guys should do that. I highly recommend it. So she bought that sweet potato cake to the New Year's. So we call that the New Year's celebration. That's the true New Year's in April, right? The equinox. So she bought 2 cakes. She bought these 2 sweet potato cakes because she knew they was going to be gone. So everybody jumped on it, ate one. Oh my God, it was incredible, right? So the homie, Setu, came late to the party, and he goes, oh, what's going on in here? So because the first cake was gone, this fool thought, oh, well, the next cake should all be mine. And this nigga proceeded to eat all the goddamn sweet potato cake. Do you know, like, what, to choke the hell? Hey, Setu, I'm better than you. I'm godder than you. Just so you know, we have this little game, alpha male conscious people. We have between us, Mizo, and we have this conscious game where we say, I'm godder than you. And that just means who's working out of their God energy more than the other. It's a playful game. No one's better than any, but I'm godder than you, Setu, because you ate my sweet potato cake. But go to Shepherd Sweets. Shepherd Sweets, and you order you some brittle, order you some sweet potato cake. She used to have cake pops. I don't know if she still has that, but man, incredible. Yes, send me some sweet potato cake to the show, please. Appreciate you. And then you already know, Timmy Tight Top. Got the tightest top in the game, but the sweetest juices in the game. Right here at WeJuice.com. We live, we love, we juice. Hey, baby, we gonna roll with that slogan, Timmy Tight Top. We gonna take it all the way to the bank, baby. We live, we love, we juice. All right. WeJuice.com. Make sure y'all show some love to Timmy Tight Top. WeJuice.com. Get your juices and hook them up. All right. So, y'all, man. We're gonna start off. Man, that's so good. Damn. God damn, that shit is good. All right. So, I know you saw your boy Yeezy at the whatever that was, the fashion thing, whatever. And you know, him and Candace Owens, they walked out with the White Lives Matter shirts. Why did they do that? Because y'all know Kanye be trolling. Y'all know Kanye be trolling. You damn right. Hit the like button. Thank you, Gwendolyn Bonner. Don't be in here ear hustling. God damn it. Hit the like button. Stop playing. But y'all know Kanye be trolling. Y'all know that's what he wants to do. First of all, he wants to bring attention to, anytime he has something going, he'll do something shocking to bring attention to himself in order to bring attention to whatever else he's got going. Good businessman. Nigga's worth a few $1 billion, so it can't be wrong. Right? But the White Lives Matter thing. So first of all, you already know what's going on with Black Lives Matter. If y'all don't know, Black Lives Matter is in the shitter. It's it's on some bullshit right now. It is, but it was created to do that. It was created to fall, so backed by Soros and them, headed by, admitted, they say, and Marxists. They say trained Marxists, but these ladies said they were, which is basically communist, meaning everything should be for the whole. But they took all that money and bought cribs and they paid baby daddies off and bought mansions and all kinds of shit. So that's capitalism. That ain't got shit to do. Excuse me. That ain't got shit to do with with Marxism or communism. So, but the White Lives Matter shirt. Why is he doing that again? It's trolling. So it shouldn't be major news, really. It shouldn't be major news because it's not a hyperbolic statement. Is this an out of bounds statement for him to say? White lives matter? Of course white lives matter. Just like everybody lives matter. That's an absolute statement. All lives matter, yes, they do. But they'll say that because they know that it triggers you motherfuckers. I ain't talking about the people who watch. Most of y'all got your consciousness on point. But for the dumb motherfuckers who are polarized by certain bullshit like that, it'll make you think when he says white lives matter that it means the opposite of black lives, or it means black lives don't matter. Or that they don't, especially when two melanated people come out wearing that means, they coons. Oh my God, they coons. Oh my God. Well, you already know Candace Owens is married to a Caucasian person. Doesn't make her a coon. I'm just saying, but that's her family. So, but they come out and they say this and they get everybody polarized and hyped up. And then now all of y'all talking about is, Kanye this, Kanye that. He got people walking out of the fashion show. Jaden Smith walking out of the fashion. Fuck about Jaden Smith walking out of no goddamn fashion show. Get your bitch ass out of here. But he got people walking out of the show, corporations and shit, wanting to push back. So, but what about the statement? White lives matter. Right? That's what he said. White lives matter. Now, we know a lot of melanated people don't believe themselves to be racist. Because they say, well, we can't be racist. We're not in positions of power. So we can't be racist. Racism means you need to be in a position of power. That don't mean that at all. That is not what racism is. To be racist, the suffix ist, ist, means to adhere to a certain doctrine. Like when it says specialist, or, I'm a pharmacist, or I'm anything with the ist at the end of it, it means you adhere to a certain doctrine or knowledge or sect of knowledge, right? So anybody who's racist would believe that their race, they would adhere who their race is. They would just mostly believe that their race over any other race, or they usually believe that their race is better than any other. There's no such thing as race, first off, y'all. The word race means blood. So just so y'all know. So this is what I mean. These words get you fucked up, and you start thinking certain things based off of colloquial terms and words that you don't understand. So white lives matter, right? So they put that out there to fuck with you, and then the low consciousness people will jump on it and be like, no, white people, this and that, this and that. Okay, that's true. But what happens when you come out and you do the same thing? Are you racist? Melanated people? Are melanated people racist? Even you conscious people. Most of y'all be watching these channels and all this and that. I would say a lot of y'all are scared of Caucasian people. And I don't mean like you scared they're gonna beat your ass. You're just scared of their culture and environment and the way they are. You're not, and I mean, when I mean scared, I don't mean scared like fear. I mean more so it discomforts you. Oh, who was that? Steve. Appreciate you, brother. It gives you discomfort because it pulls you out of your comfort zone. A lot of you are not familiar with Caucasian culture unless you've seen it on TV. But how many of y'all actually have kicked it with some Caucasian people? I don't mean at work. on your lunch break. I mean, actually have hung out with some Caucasian people to see if to test your theory. to see if all Caucasian people are fucked up or not. I promise you, about 90% of y'all don't have don't have any Caucasian friends or have never had any Caucasian friends. But y'all adhere to a certain doctrine, which would, to the outsider, make you seem racist. And a lot of these people who jumped on that to say that white lives don't matter, they would say that white lives don't matter because it was all hyperbolic. You fell for the trick. Y'all fell for the bullshit. That's a hyperbolic statement that anybody should agree with, just like Black Lives Matter, just like all lives matter, just like babies' lives matter, just like whatever. It's a statement that you should be like, oh yeah, all right. But it keeps you niggas fighting because they have an agenda. Of course, Caucasian people's lives matter because ain't no such thing as white or black. Just let's get that straight. Just the statement alone that when you talk about do color lives matter? Show me a color that has that's alive. See, that's an idiotic statement just off the bat. A color is not alive. Has a frequency, but it's not alive. So when you attach these damn labels to yourself, you lower your vibration. You lower your vibration. To call yourself an adjective lowers your vibration. You are gods. And everyone is God, just so we're clear. Melanated people, Asians, Caucasians, all of them, everyone is God. We are all connected to the source. That's what makes you God. In case y'all don't know, that's what makes you God, is being connected to everyone, connected to the all things that's alive in the universe. We are all part of that source, which means we are all able to manifest that source when we know. Everyone is God, but those who know it, only those who know it will manifest the power of God. So when they start talking all this bullshit and then, you know, boo, 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 it should be this consciousness. You should be so far above any of this bullshit consciousness to say that anyone is not better than. No one's better than anybody. I just hope y'all know that. I hope y'all know that. No one's better than anybody. Caucasian people, though, are your children. They're your descendants. And the reason they are the way they are is because when we had them, when we were out doing our thing, I'm gonna say we, but the Moors and the ancients didn't teach them any of the information on how to live and how to be connected. So what do you think? If you leave a baby, if you have a child and you don't teach that child anything, that child will rip up the goddamn house. when your ass goes, that child will be pissing on the couch, be doing all kind of shit, eating cereal and eating candy at 3 a.m. That child will do whatever the fuck it's gonna do if you don't teach him. And that's what happened with Caucasian people. But that doesn't make them any less God because they are a part of the source of all things. Just like everyone else, just like you are. And so when you get on this fighting this are Caucasian people and stop that bullshit. You got so much motherfucking other shit to be worried about. And is this person better than this person? That's the dumbest shit ever. That they keep y'all niggas locked in. And then they send a dumb motherfucker like Kanye West on the catwalk with them shirts on to cause a stir. Who told that nigga to wear that? Do y'all know that phrase is copywritten? All white lives matter is copywritten. That nigga had to pay for that. Who did he pay? Who owns the So y'all, this has to be some type of engineering. DeMarcus Oliver, appreciate you. Y'all have to understand, this is some type of engineering. This nigga, I think he paid like $15,000 to use the phrase or some shit. So what I'm saying is, don't get caught up in this stupid ass shit where they try to separate you and try to tell you that you are better than this person, because then you fall into the trap. You fall into the bullshit trap. Again, Everyone is God, but only those who know it will manifest the power of God. Understand that. So, Kanye, you full of shit. You with the bullshit. But again, Kanye is just trying to fuck with y'all. And you let him. And you let him. But I would say, in order for this whole shit to change, y'all got to get out of your comfort zones. Go get some, man, who's that? Mad Titan. Appreciate you, brother. But I would say get out of your comfort zone. Seriously. You can't grow by not moving. The ancient Commetans, whenever you see one of them standing, they always had 1 foot forward in front of them. Why? Because they're always in motion. They're always moving. What's that C. Sumulin 69? Appreciate you. Oh, thank you. So again, you have to get out of your comfort zones. Ivory, appreciate you, man. Wow, thank everybody. Everybody hitting the super chat, man. Appreciate y'all today, man. Get out of your comfort zones. Go meet some new people. That creates new opportunities and resources. Don't y'all know that? You got to get out. You got to start moving around, making new connections in order to make new ways and pathways in the world. And you can't be scared of different cultures. You got to go out there and experience them. And then get what you can from them, bring that information back, assimilate it to your shit, and then do what you need to do. How you think Caucasian people are able to do what they did? They went out, they got the information from us, they was like, oh shit, these niggas is doing this. Let's do that shit. Boom. And that's how that shit worked. Hold on a second, y'all. So that's how you have to be in order, if you want to grow your consciousness. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Everybody has to do that eventually. Even the best, if you're a writer or you're that's songwriting or movie writing or anything, that person doesn't become better until they go out and experience life in the world. Then they come back with all that information, then they're able to create and do shit. So for you melanated people, get out of your comfort zones, please. You know what I'm saying? Go find some new homies to get information from, to make new connections with, and stop being controlled by society telling you that you are this and they are that, and neither one of y'all niggas should be linking up and connecting. That's some bullshit, man. There's information here from everywhere. You understand? The universe does not separate like that. It creates different perspectives and distinctions, but it's all one thing. We are all one. You are just a different aspect of me. So please understand. Get out your comfort zone. Now, did y'all see that Elon bought Twitter? He finished the buy on Twitter? Well, sort of. He kind of finished the buy on Twitter. Hey, y'all, it's like almost 400 of y'all in here. Hit that like button. Stop bullshitting. So Elon, so what happened with the Twitter thing? I don't know if y'all heard that Elon, he wanted to buy Twitter, found out that it was a gang of bots on it, backed out. Twitter sued him to buy it because basically him raiding the company ruined the company's reputation, and the stock kind of just took it down. So if he pulls out, it takes Twitter down. So they sued him to go through with the deal. So he says, all right, well, show me the bots. Then it started to come out that it was a little more bots than they said, but maybe not enough to affect the sale. But he still could have put it down, right? He still could have held on. But what happened was, so while the litigation was going on, he put out a poll about the Ukrainian war, and he said, he gave solutions to what should be going on. Basically, we should be involved in peace talks. And he said, so concessions are going to have to be made. Ukrainians going to have to give up this. Russia's going to have to give up this, blah, blah, blah. But it's the best alternative to dropping a nuke. So he's like, so he put it out as a poll on his Twitter page, right? And so he was like, who wants peaceful talks or do you want them to go to war? And everybody was hitting the yes, right? He had an overwhelming yes for a second. Then what happened? All of a sudden, he started looking at his thing, and the nose just started to go up out of nowhere. Just like a massive bunch of no's came in out of nowhere. And so he was like, whoa, what the fuck? He was like, this doesn't even make sense. He was like, a bunch of people would have just had to log in at one time and all go no at the same time, which told him these were people were using bots. They were using bots to affect the poll, and they shot up to in favor of war. And so he was like, oh, fuck this. He was like, wait a minute. This can be used to affect people's opinion about war, nuclear war? He was like, oh, hell no. Literally that day, that's when he pulled out of the litigation. He was like, no, fuck it, I'll buy it. No, nigga, I'll buy it for the price you said. Because that nigga saw that because remember, Twitter's the public forum. It's the public square. And it influences debate and everything, opinion all over the world. So if you get a bunch of bots on there looking like it's people who are advocating for war and pushing war, you see what the fuck pops off? So he was like, nah, fuck that. He was like, nah, fuck that shit. Nah, y'all niggas with that bullshit. I'm buying it. Give me the damn thing. give me the shit. So that's why he pulled out. They're trying to say that his text messages and shit was causing him embarrassment. If you go over them text messages, it wasn't saying nothing. It was basically a bunch of people saying, hey, Elon, get that shit, my nigga. Fuck wokeism. Like, take Twitter down. Forget that woke bull crap. That's all it was. Like Joe Rogan and them, like, man, take down the woke stuff. So it wasn't really no it wasn't no crazy ass text messages exposing him. Other than him and his brother saying that they wanted to turn Twitter into some other thing or whatever. But basically, it was all just about him wanting to make Twitter free speech. That's all this text showed. But so he pulled out, and now he's supposed to buy Twitter. Now it's on hold because Twitter wants him to keep a lot of the staff, and they want him to promise to pull people. So basically, you know how they have all the community guidelines and shit. They want him to keep a lot of those community guidelines in place. Like if you misgender somebody or, all of that type of bullshit. They want them to keep that on there. He like, nah. So now they kind of held up because of that, but he eventually gonna get it. So the thing is, when that came out, when he finally came out, guess the same damn day, guess what got announced by the White House? Now they were like, oh shit, he gonna get it. This is the White House. He gonna get that shit. Same day, the White House releases, what is it called? The AI Bill of Rights, right? So this is funny. So I just want to go back real quick. So what happened? So when Elon put that poll out on Ukraine, the Ukrainian president and one of the officials came back and shitted on him, right? They talk crazy. You shouldn't be doing this and blah, blah, blah. Was that random instigator? Random instigator, that's funny. But he put that poll out and he got shitted on by the Ukrainian president and one of their officials when he gave like almost $100 million worth of free satellites to them. He sent satellites over there and positioned them so they could use free internet because they was all, they was on the Russia's infrastructure. So Russia could cut them off. So they can use now free internet and be able to communicate and use guidance systems and GPS and all that, which helps them niggas in the war. And these niggas now come out and shit on them. He gave it to them free for nothing. $100 million worth of free satellite, Starlink. And then they came out and shitted on this nigga. And so he was like, fuck, what, nigga? I just gave you niggas $100 million worth of satellites and you gonna talk crazy, nigga? Oh, fuck. Yeah, call them niggas, say I'm buying Twitter right now. So that's how that went down. And then the same day, the White House came out with The AI Bill of Rights. That's the Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights. What does that do? So, they have, oh, Kimberly Bell, thank you, girl. So they have something called Section 230 right now, which protects social media companies from being sued for whatever, from imposing certain guidelines and stuff like that, like for taking your shit down or, for basically violating your constitutional rights because they're a corporation. They don't have an obligation to adhere to the Constitution as far as protecting your rights. So Section 230 allows them niggas to just do dirt to people who are on the platform, right? So they came out with the AI Bill of Rights and the Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights. Same day this nigga said, I'm going to take Twitter, they released it. So basically it comes in and says that, they want to protect people on the internet. Basically, they should have released this a long time ago. It goes against Section 230. So they created 230 when they were going to be partners with the social media corporations and giving them niggas instructions to take, to violate your constitutional rights. Oh yeah, you can do that all day because you got 230. They can't come back at y'all because y'all a corporation, not the government. Now, when Elon gets Twitter and about to take the shit private and let everybody say what they want to say on it, oh now this nigga, they come out with the AI Bill of Rights and say, hey, we have to protect the citizens. We have to protect you. It's our duty. It's our job as the American government. So they come out and say, yeah, we gonna, we want to protect people's, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's a whole lot of bullshit. You got to go read it yourself. Just punch it up. It's right on Google. Just Google AI Bill of Rights. Then, Faith Keeper, appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. So in the bill, in the poll, it's not law or anything. It's just a proposed bill. But they had this shit ready. They didn't just write this that day. So they wrote this they wasn't prepared when Elon first announced he was going to buy Twitter in April. They wasn't prepared. You saw all the backlash came on. He crazy. He whoop-de-whoop. He's a right winger. Blah, blah. I mean, they jumped on that nigga. From all sources, right? So then when he said he was going to pull out, they all eased back. They were like, see, we didn't, whew. They were like, phew. We didn't think he really wanted it. But he was just really trying to drive the price down. They said he offered to buy it at 13% discount, which meant he offered at 37 billion. Instead of 44 billion, he offered 37 billion. Twitter was like, nah, homie, you offered 44, nigga, we want that 44. So that didn't work. But so what happened is they had wrote this Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights and had it ready just in case Elon did get Twitter so they can boom, and sure enough, they released it. Now, the main thing, that's when you read it, the main part in there, it talks about privacy and how privacy is the cornerstone of blah, 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 this and that, right? This is crazy. So really quick, man, they're shadow banning. They're shadow banning this channel and shit because a lot of people are notifying me they're not getting the notifications. Like even when I told them I was going on and they were looking for it, they still didn't get the notification. So make sure if y'all watching, y'all know people watch this, just send out the tweet or whatever, or message to come tune into the show, but or to the live stream. But so in there it says privacy, right? Privacy is the cornerstone of, blah, 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 this and that, Americans. So the reason they put that in there is because Elon wants to, when he takes over Twitter, he wants everybody who has an account on Twitter to be verified as a human, as an actual real person, right? If I have a bot account or 100 bot accounts, they want to keep that anonymous because you can, the bots are they're they're artificial intelligence, right? So Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights. You see the connection. The bots are artificial intelligence. So they're saying that the artificial intelligence has rights. This is really what this shit is saying. And it has the right of anonymity. So if people want to have 100 bots on there, which is what they usually do to affect change, Like, so if you want to do something, if you come out with a certain campaign and I'm against the campaign, I send 200 bots to your campaign to shit on you in the comment section, right? Or if I'm boosting something, if I want to boost, an idea, I get 100 bots to talk about it and make it trend. So you don't know if these are real people or not. They want to keep it like that. That's what the AI Bill of Rights is for. They want to make sure that you don't know that it's bots on this goddamn platform that's affecting all of this shit. So they just came to, just so you know. This shit is hilarious. How they're trying to take away your rights and no one even sees this. Misinformation, or the fight against misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. So it's absolute bullshit. If y'all not peeping, man, they're coming for y'all. So then, after the AI Bill of Rights, so they're really trying to pump up this World War III, as y'all can peep. Y'all can see. They're World War III, they're trying to put it down. What they're really trying to do is force Putin to drop a nuke. That's the main game. They already forced him to invade Ukraine. That was a plan. By positioning NATO forces and shit all on this nigga's border, when he told them not to do that, they knew this nigga would attack. Right? Which means now we're in America is in a proxy war basically with Russia, with the middleman being Ukraine. So Ukraine is in the middle. We just handing Ukraine guns, and so that's basically how it is. Like if we was in a rock fight with somebody, we handing the nigga the rocks to throw. So how out of the fight are you really? Furious Daz, appreciate you. I'm gonna keep doing it, bro. So how out of the fight are you if you handing the nigga in the fight rocks to throw? Y'all teammates. If you giving a nigga rocks, he would run out of rocks if to fight with. So that's what they're doing. So and then what they wanted to do is so that's what they want to do right now. But they're doing this by different sections. So you seen they destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline, right, which takes natural gas to Germany, right? And so they were talking about they wanted to stop this. Biden was talking about he wanted to stop it, and he wanted to take it out or whatever for the longest. He said, we'll be able to do it. That's all he said. Yeah, we're going to do it, and just trust me, we'll be, because they asked him, well, how are you going to do it? He said, we'll just be able to do it. That's all he said, just we'll be able to do it. So obviously you've seen last week, the shit got blown up. But where they fucked up was there's a Nord Stream 2 pipeline. So there's like 4 pipelines, right? And there's one that was Nord Stream 2 that was supposed to be going to Germany, and Germany cut it off in like December. They cut, they told them, at the behest of NATO and all them, they cut it off. They cut off that stream, but the pipeline still works. So what happened was, again, they're trying to cut Russia. Russia, that's how they sell their gas. So they want to cut Russia off from being able to sell gas to Germany. They're trying to put all the clamps on Russia so they force Russia to drop a nuke. That's allegedly. That's the name of the game. So the sabotage basically failed because now they can just go back now to the other pipe stream, the Nord Stream pipeline 2. So unless we see that get blown, now if you see that get blown up in the next, you already know what's popping. That America, allegedly America is doing that. So while that's popping off, while they're trying to do that, then I don't know if you heard that the Saudis cut oil production. So OPEC, so Saudis, OPEC oil, that's the biggest oil company, the conglomerate. They cut oil production by 2 million barrels, right? Which puts a clamp on America, which makes us have to, the gas rise over here. Then Biden got to tap into the oil reserves, right? So if y'all don't see what's going on, this is hitting from so many different sides. They're trying to force this one world government, but they're trying to do it by Putin being the bad guy. They have to have a bad guy, right, in this whole thing. Putin knows they want to make him the bad guy, which is why he hasn't dropped one neck. Because if he drops one of those, he know he gonna be the demon forever, and he can't ever come back from that. So he's trying to do everything in his power not to do that, but they're trying to force him. So this the shit that's popping right now. They're trying to force him to drop. But then Russia came out and said, "No, homie, y'all niggas need to hold up, chill out, because they threatened to drop low yield nukes." So you got this. I don't know if y'all watching, man. You got Russia done carted out they nuke train. Did y'all see that? they carted out they train with the nuke on it, just to let niggas know we ain't bullshitting, bitches. Hey, nigga, we got a nuclear slap on you, niggas. If we'll slap shit out of you with a nuclear hand if we got to. So this is all of the WEF bullshit that's playing out to try to bring this one world shit into focus. Now there's and so then before I get into this, now in Ethiopia, they're protesting in Ethiopia all over the place. They say in Ethiopia they're doing all these activist protests because American troops are over in Ethiopia. Because they're saying the American troops are protecting the NATO people that are over there. So now you sending all these troops, American troops, over to Africa. So Africa, Ethiopia is in the streets like no neo-colonial. What do they say? What's the the quote is, "Neocolonialism will not work on us." So they're basically like, nigga, you ain't about to colonize. You ain't about to come over here and fuck with us and drop troops over here and build and be building bases and shit like that. Nuh-uh. Because they were like, they even mentioned Trump. They said under Trump, he left us alone. He said, we didn't even have to, we was cool. When Trump was in there, he fuck with. Now Biden bitch ass in there, he want to start taking over shit. Why? Because that's a part of the plan. That's a part of the WEF plan. And what tells this plan, go on YouTube right now. Well, not right now. After the live stream, go on YouTube and punch in a movie called Early Warning. Punch in a movie called Early Warning. And this movie was in 1981. There's a movie in 1981. In this movie, there's an excerpt in this movie where they break down the whole plan to, they call it in the movie, to create the one world government. They said in the movie, they talk about, creating these wars and famines and, destroying food shortages. They said this in the goddamn movie. Holy shit. Go watch that movie. It's called Early Warning. And it breaks down the whole one world order. They even call it one world order. It wasn't even called one world order back then. It was called the New World Order. Because that's when Bush just started pushing it. Remember, that's when Reagan and Bush had got into office right after that, right? So the first time you heard it live was Bush, Daddy Bush. We said, we need a new world order. We need a new world order. So when he said that, that's when then he started saying, he said it like 100 times as he was president. But that movie said one world order, not new world order, because the initial plan was to link all of these governments together under one main central government. And that shit was in the goddamn movie. Early Warning. Go look at that damn movie. So what can y'all do? What are y'all gonna do? I'm about action. I don't just be alerting y'all and then say, all right, niggas, goodbye. I'm a problem solver. How do you solve that problem? You can't solve it if you don't know shit. You got to get back to basics, people. If they're trying to destroy your country and the laws that created it, then you need to learn those laws in order to keep them strong. If you don't, what you talking about? If you don't learn those laws to keep them strong, what are you talking about? So, again, you got to get involved in the governments. You got to get involved in law, y'all. That's just the part of it. You got to do it. Otherwise, you can't be talking about, well, this ain't happening, this ain't working, and that ain't working, and that ain't working. Well, what are you doing? What the fuck do you know about how this shit works, and what are you doing? Or are you watching a tennis match? Are you the viewer? Or are you in here really motherfucking, you want to make some shit happen and save your family? And so to do that, you got to learn the rules of the game, how the game works, so that then you can either, when the shit starts to fall, you can pick up the pieces and create a new game if you need to. That Doja boy, appreciate you. So that's why you need the knowledge. You can't create a new game if you don't know you don't know how the game works. Or fix the game. Whatever you decide to do. You can decide to fix the game or create your new game. But you can't do any of those if you don't have knowledge of how the game works. And I know melanated people, man, we created our own game. We can do it. No. We created this game. This system, all the politics and rules and government and law you see around the world, that came from melanated people. That came from Africa. It came from Samaria. That's y'all shit. They just mastered it. We forgot they mastered it. Now it's time for you to regain that information and master it so that we can get some type of order and control back and do some shit. So that's going to be y'all thing. Y'all can do it or not. Trust me, I don't give a shit. It's up to you. I got the information. And the people who are hitting me up, they're getting the information. But that's up to you. So get in the game or, become a product of the game. So while that's going on, you see the feds, they got your boy Hunter Biden on tax and gun crimes. They say they got Hunter Biden on tax and gun crimes. But they're not going to charge him. That's up to the U.S. attorney in Delaware. It's all in their hands. So they offered him a deal. They say, yo, $2 million fine. We'll put you on probate, blah, blah. Baby Biden was like, hell no, nigga. I'm not giving you a dime, nigga. I'm giving you shit. Why he saying that? Because he knows his daddy can pardon him. If they convict him, if they try to send him to whatever the hell they do, his daddy gonna be like, pardon. Right off the bat. So, just like he did, well, sorta. So when that news comes out, what distractionary news came out simultaneously? Oh, Biden is about to reduce restrictions on marijuana. He gonna pardon federal people who had minor possession, federal weed possession charges. He gonna pardon them. And then he said, so this is how you know this is where this is fuckery. Y'all gotta listen to words, man. I'm telling you. And law is a language. That's why you'll have to sit up here and learn. So he says, basically, he's going to ask, because federal weed is still Schedule 1, right? It's up there with fentanyl and all the rest of that shit. So he said he's going to ask to start a committee on the investigation on seeing whether it's feasible to get. You see how that shit go? We're gonna start a commission. We're gonna get together, a preliminary commission, to discuss to see if it's feasible to start understanding and wondering if we can eventually think about bringing marijuana into a form where we may write a bill. See how this shit, like, nigga, you ain't said nothing. It's called word salad. For people who don't know, that shit is called word salad. He ain't said a goddamn thing, but he made you think he getting ready to do a gang of shit. How many people been arrested, federally arrested on minor marijuana charges? On minor marijuana charges that he can be none, zero. Zero. There are 0 niggas in federal prison on minor weed possession charges. So this nigga, I'm gonna pardon everybody who got weed possession. How y'all niggas like that? You niggas love that, don't you? Everybody. You see all these niggas? All these. Well, just imagine it's a lot of niggas back there. and you can imagine 100,000 niggas. If you can imagine that, I'm gonna free them imaginary 100,000 niggas. I know it ain't no real niggas, but them imaginary niggas, I got they back, my nigga. That's Biden. He gonna free 100,000 imaginary niggas. But how many niggas heard that he was gonna do that? Bunch of them. That was all the news cycle. Biden is gonna do this marijuana bop de bop bop. How many niggas in the hood who don't know shit about nothing, but still have the right to vote? Heard that. Most of them. Because you know they pump that shit throughout this. Most of them. And then most of them gonna go try to vote for Biden because they think he gonna allow them to smoke blunts at the bus stop. Ain't happening. No niggas with no damn minor marijuana possessions. Hilarious. Biden is hilarious. So, damn it. Sorry. Get my shit over. So, while that's popping, while Biden is freeing 100,000 imaginary niggas with weed crimes, he gonna do it too. While he doing that, your boy Marvel Comics, Marvel is in there, y'all. They part of, just so y'all know, Marvel is part of the bullshit. Excuse me. Marvel Comics. Damn, and I love Marvel too, man. Marvel DC, y'all. That's the debate. Yin and yang. Marvel DC. Marvel DC. Marvel. You do it like that. They both dope, but I'm a Marvel. Just Marvel got Spider-Man. Damn it, that's my nigga. But Marvel is creating comics where they're pushing the cupcake. They got the superheroes telling kids to go get the cupcake in the comic book. Yep. P.F. Pfizer Bakery. funded by the P.F. Pfizer Bakery. So just like all your news channels, which is why they don't tell you about all the shit that's going on with the adverse effects with the cupcake, same thing right here. In the Marvel new comics, they are pushing the cupcake on the children in the comic book. Y'all see how deep this shit is? Funded by the P.F. Pfizer Bakery. You may want to make sure you got your yearly cupcake. This is what they're telling the kids. This shit is, man. And how long before it really starts to get to people and they start understanding? They should be understanding right now. These niggas is dropping dead like flies. So much so they call it sudden adult death syndrome. Crazy. Niggas is dropping like motherfucking flies. But people are still, I can't believe people are still going out there and still getting cupcake or taking their children to get cupcake. Actually, a lot of people aren't. It's catching up. They said, I think it was like there was a study that said over 70% of people are not taking their children to get cupcake. So they're finding out, which is dope. But you can't come at, I mean, that's how you come at kids. They would have got me if I was a kid. You know what I mean? Boy, I love me some comic books. Goddamn it. Naga nerds. I love me some goddamn comic books. They would have got my mama. I'd be like, Mommy, this said Captain America said, go get the cupcake. Can I be like Doctor Strange and go get the cupcake? They'd have got me, man. They'd have got me. Damn it. They'd have got me. Don't let them get your kids. God damn. And just so you know, Marvel has been a part of this the whole time. They've been a part of this. The Falcon and Winter Soldier plot line, the original plot line, just so y'all know, they changed it. That's why, so Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't as good as it should have been, because the original plot line they changed. The original plot line was they were supposed to be creating super soldiers from, this super soldier stuff that made Steve Rogers, Captain America, super soldier, but they were supposed to be doing it through cupcakes, through the cracks. That's how they was gonna make people super soldiers. So basically, they were gonna show that the cupcakes, these had stuff in it. So they was like, oh snap, we can't do that. We got the Pandeeezy going. We can't put that out there. So they literally had to rewrite the whole goddamn shit, y'all. That's why Falcon and Winter Soldier is really strange. If you watch it, it don't flow together right. Because they had to change a whole lot of stuff because the plot was about the cupcake. So Marvel has been doing this, but what happened was that was too close. The show came out too close to the Pandeeezy. So they couldn't show you that. And then the Pandeeezy come out and they say, hey, we got this new experimental cupcake, tofu, quinoa, and barley. whatever the hell you want to make it. Yeah, hey, nigga, they couldn't do that. So Marvel is coming for your kids. Just so y'all know. Watch what they're doing. They're trying, man, if y'all not super aware of what is happening to your children right now, there's no other time that you should be more involved with what they're doing right now, because they are on them. They are like, nigga, on them, because they understand all they have to do is change the children or get the children indoctrinated, which they've always understood that. But right now, they have so many resources to be able to do that with all these social media platforms. Then at school, teaching your children this stuff while not telling you what's going on at school. So your child is changing at school while they coming home and acting like they the regular. Man, this is happening. Marvel is full of shit. Marvel, you with the bullshit. And She-Hulk sucks. She-Hulk is full of shit. Fuck that show. They fucked up Daredevil. They messed up my Daredevil in that shit. Made him a punk ass bitch. But I'll talk about that on the Naga Nerds. So while that's going on, the NIH, did y'all hear about the NIH? So they had grants. If y'all knew about the whole cupcake scandal, when they were talking about how it came out of the Wu-Tang lab, they tried to shut that down. They called it misinformation, right? It was misinformation. The Wu-Tang lab story was misinformation. So there was a company called the Eco Health Alliance, right? And so they got a grant from the NIH, and then through that grant, they paid for research at the Wu-Tang, right? That's how it went. Then when it came out, this is on gain of function research, basically changing viruses, making viruses more powerful, right? So then when it came out that they did that, and so they wanted to do an investigation of the Wu-Tang, they made the head of the company who paid for the research, they made that dude the lead investigator to go and check up on the Wu-Tang lab in China. And the investigation was only 3 hours. And they investigated the Wu-Tang lab and found that the Wu-Tang lab didn't do nothing, but the investigation was only 3 hours. Now, the Wu-Tang lab, they got, and I hate to use the Wu-Tang, but, we got to talk in code. So, I love you, Wu-Tang. Y'all already know. Y'all my top 2 groups. Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang. But I got to use it. Got to use it in this instance. So, at the Wu-Tang lab, China, they got rid of all the research. So when they were like, do you have any research or papers? They were like, nah, sorry, we got rid of that shit. Like, my bad. We didn't know you wanted it. We threw it out last week. So no research papers. Investigation took 3 hours. What the fuck you gonna find in 3 hours when they're not even turning over any papers or anything, right? So basically, they were asking for certain documents pertaining to, they were asking the Eco Health Alliance, this is a new investigation, where they were asking the Eco Health Alliance for records pertaining to the Boogie V creation in the Wu-Tang lab. They was like, give us your documents. We want to see what you got. This is the government, right? We want to see what the fuck y'all niggas was doing. And this is because people are pushing back and instituting lawsuits and all kind of stuff. So just so y'all don't see it, but it's a major pushback against this Boogie V that's been going on, man. It is crazy against the government. So now they went to Wu-Tang Lab. They went to the Eco Health Alliance. They said, give us your damn documents on what you did with the Wu-Tang. And they was like, Oh, did you say something? Oh, nigga, I ain't hear you, my nigga. Like, goddamn. You need to speak a little louder, dog. Oh, shit, nigga. Let me get the sugar daddy out my ear. Like, oh, wow. I couldn't hear you, man. That sugar daddy was... Now, what'd you say? Oh, hey, brother. They ain't trying to hear nothing. Eco Health Alliance says, salam alaikum, bitches, when they asking for the research. So the NIH pulled their funding. They pulled their grant, right? So they pulled their grant. Then that was pertaining to that. Then these niggas came right back and re-granted them the money. So we pulled that grant. So now we'll shut down any investigation or anything that has to do with that grant that was pertaining to the Boogie V and the Wu-Tang. All right, you don't want to give us the documents? Fine. That's okay. So they're like, yeah, we're going to take your grant. We're going to shut you down. But you see window number 2? You can get a new grant right over in window number 2, my nigga. we going to lunch at window number 1. Window number 2, you go right there. That's what Fauci did. Took the grant, shut that grant down, gave him a whole new grant, right? Because they know where the bodies is buried. Eco Health Alliance, they know where the goddamn bodies is buried. So, while that's popping, while that's going on, the CD, the cat dog cat. You know, they had, so basically when you were getting Cupcake, there was an app called the V-Safe app that you got when you got Cupcake. So basically you could report any adverse effects, right, that happened with the Cupcake. You could put it in the app. They could log it. You know, you ain't gonna get no help from it, but they were just logging the information, right? So through the app, they found out, and this is because they got sued. The Cat Dog Cat Agency got sued for this data. They don't want to put this information out. Why don't you want to put out what happened to the people who got Cupcake? Why? That should be public information. Why are you trying to hide that shit? The reason they trying to hide it is because out of the 10 million people that reported on the app, what they say, 7, what is it like? So basically out of that, 700,000 or 770, what was it like? 700, it's almost like 800,000. I forgot the exact number, but it's in like 700,000. It's like a certain percentage. So it's like 700,000 people minimum. They basically reported that they had to go to the hospital. They had bad reactions that basically put them in the hospital. They had to receive medical care. Fucking crazy. You didn't hear nothing about 700,000 motherfuckers. They supposed to tell that shit. What? Huh? Okay. Don't know what you're talking about. Andre Fuller, appreciate you. Be Safe app. We don't even know what that is. Oh, it's ours? It's our app? Oh, nigga, why ain't nobody tell me? I didn't even know we had an app. I didn't even know. That's why I didn't even report it. I didn't even know we had an app. 700,000 people had to be this is hospitalized. Even more than that, had reactions where they couldn't, some of them couldn't go to work and all this and that type of stuff, like for a long time. So they're not telling you none of this. But all of this is coming out, and you're gonna see the backlash. Remember, they're gonna have to put this on somebody. Eventually, they're gonna have to put this shit on somebody. And remember, I told you the new people so I told you about how the DNA, excuse me, that they were saying that the Cupcake was changing DNA. The tofu quinoa barley cupcake was changing people's DNA. So there was a Supreme Court case when something Myriad Genetics, where they said that if mRNA changes DNA, it's called cDNA, and that DNA can now be patented, right? So there's a lawyer who's instituting a lawsuit against the government, and they asked him, and I said this last week, they asked him the question, does that mean the people whose DNA is changed by this cupcake, does that mean that they're property now of the patent holders of the cupcake, basically, right? Pandeeezy, Pfizer Bakery, AstraZeneca. Are they, and then they didn't answer the question. They didn't answer the question. They didn't say no. They just, if it was not the case, they just gonna be like, nah, they don't own, no, that didn't say that. That is not what they said. Now, what he's pushing, what he's trying to say is that's unconstitutional. He's trying to say that that's unconstitutional because the 13th Amendment says that there shall be no involuntary servitude in America, right? This is why you niggas need to learn the law. Because owning something doesn't mean that it's in your service necessarily. See, remember, servitude means slave, right? There should be no slave, no forced labor. Involuntary servitude is what it says in the 13th Amendment. Nobody shall be forced to involuntary servitude. However, that doesn't mean that I can't own you and then reap money as residual income off of whatever you do by selling your rights on the back end because you're my property. I don't have to make you involuntarily work for me, slave. That's what a slave is. I don't have to make you do that, but that doesn't mean you aren't my property now. So the constitutional argument doesn't really work because legally it doesn't say that you can't own a person. See how they word this shit? It doesn't say you can't own a person. It just says that no one shall be forced to involuntary servitude. Involuntary servitude. This is the legalese. This is that when I talked about how the law is a language. And if y'all don't learn this language, y'all gonna be smashed by it. This is what we teach in the KnowYourRightsFoundation.org. You want to learn the goddamn law, you want to learn the language, like French, get your ass over there. This is what we teaching. But, so, it's not unconstitutional for them to own you. And now, it's solidified in a Supreme Court case. So, the reason that's important is because anything that's repugnant to the Constitution, that's adverse to the Constitution, is null and void on its surface. Who was that? LaRock Morningstar. Thank you. Which means that if Congress makes a law, Congress makes laws that go against the Constitution all the time. There are thousands of laws that are in play right now in your state that go against the Constitution, but you don't know it, so you don't challenge them. But if they were to be challenged, they would be nullified on the surface. That's what it said. That's the law. So going against the Constitution, or making or creating this Supreme Court case stating that you can be owned. Now remember, the Supreme Court, they interpret the Constitution. They don't make laws, but the interpretation of the Constitution becomes laws. So if they already interpreted that if your DNA is changed, then the people who created whatever made your DNA change can own you. And it doesn't say in the Constitution that you can't be owned. It just says you can't be forced to involuntary servitude. Man, you see that loophole right there? They can own everybody as long as they don't force your ass into involuntary servitude. However, that don't mean I can't sell your rights all over the fucking world on the stock market. That don't mean that I can't reap residuals off of whatever you make. Or I can't tell you to do this or to do that. That doesn't mean I'm forcing you to work. Remember, it's involuntary servitude. Y'all got to get this straight. That's all it says. But it still allows for involuntary servitude as a crime. So it just says, well, unless it's a crime. Nobody shall be forced into involuntary servitude unless it's a crime. So that means when you go to jail, you can still be a slave. But that doesn't mean you can't be property. So all the people who are now homo borg genesis, which is the new term, all you people who are homo borg genesis, you are now property of the people who created the patent that changed your ass. And that's law. That's Constitution, because the Constitution doesn't prevent it. And the Supreme Court case, and the Supreme Court sanctioned it. They stated that it can happen. So, sorry, my niggas. If y'all niggas thought this shit, if y'all thought this shit was gonna get a little better, they can own you niggas. And then, while that's popping off, there's so much shit going on in a week before I'll see y'all, man. So, did y'all know the doctors discovered a new blood type? Did y'all see that? So they said there's like 40-something blood types, right? Different categories of blood type. Y'all probably know A, B, AB, and O, right? Those are the most common. A, B, AB, and O, right? And they'll they'll have a positive or a negative on that, right? Positive means that you're test positive for the rhesus monkey. That's what that means. That means they can take your genes all the way back to the monkey. That's what they can find, right? That's what it means. Negative means you don't have the rhesus monkey gene. You came from somewhere else, not the monkey. So, but now they found a new blood type. It's called the ER blood type, right? And how did they find it? And a lady who miscarried. This recent in the UK, where they was forced to be cupcaked all over the place. They were mandated. Pretty much damn near everybody had to get cupcaked in the UK, right? So recently, they found that the new blood type, this ER blood type, what happened was this lady's body. Basically, so she had a miscarriage, but what they found was the lady's body attacked the antibodies. They said that she had a new type of antibodies that they never seen before that attacked the baby. They thought the antibodies thought the baby was a foreign object and attacked the baby. So what recently were people taking that could have changed their blood type? Creating antibodies that attack fetuses. Now, I just may be spitballing. Would that be good for depopulation, population control? To have mothers' wombs attacking their own children? I'm just spitballing, y'all. Hey, I ain't saying it's real. I'm just spitballing. What up? Who was that? Melanated Tarot. Appreciate you. I'm spitballing, y'all. I don't know. This may sound crazy, but just putting two and two together. Recently, new cupcakes on the market. People getting full. People getting stomach aches. But all of a sudden, they found a new blood type with new antibodies that attacks fetuses in the womb. Y'all put it together. Oh, hey. hey, I don't know, y'all. But that seems to be a part of that depopulation joint. New antibodies. This called, look it up. There's videos of it on YouTube. Type it up. New blood type. Google it. Whatever you got to do. New blood type. The ER blood type is what it's called. And holy shit, it attacks fetuses in the womb. That's how they found it. And man, this is real shit, man. Please, people, know what's going on right now. We are in the most volatile time in the history of the planet, where they are trying to change the species of the planet while depopulating the species of the planet. It's a massive game that they got going. multi-level, multifaceted, multi-level, and we got to be abreast of all the aspects of it so that we can defeat it. So then they came out with this study. Did y'all know that all blue-eyed people in the world, it says crackhead, all the blue-eyed people in the world are related? They come from one ancestor. Did y'all hear about that? Every blue-eyed person in the entire planet come from one ancestor, come from one common ancestor. That means they all family. Ain't that crazy? Like relatable family. Like where you can take the gene, you can track it back. All blue-eyed people in the world are related, no matter what your skin. Because obviously the lighter colors is a recessive, is when the gene starts to recede, recessive, lighter colors. So the eyes were brown. They said, everybody's eyes were brown. And then at some point, you start to have the mutation in one of the brown-eyed people, and they became blue. Now, you can see melanated people today, right now, with blue eyes. You can go Google that right now. Africans with blue eyes. Come right on up. I mean, dark as this shirt with blue eyes. So, all you Caucasian people with blue eyes, y'all come from one nigga. Hey, y'all all family. Y'all need to give each other a hug. Y'all all family. Y'all come from one nigga in Africa. Ain't that great? Ain't that wonderful? Y'all got family. Everybody blue eyed, y'all all family. Do a big family reunion and let us all know. But all the blue-eyed people in the world come from one nigga. One nigga. As we all do. They talk about Lucy. We all, if they trace us back far enough, we all come from Lucy, the mitochondria. But directly, all blue-eyed people come from one nigga that they can go, that they can trace like from certain thousands of years ago. So not millions. Lucy is millions of years. This is a few thousand years ago. So bam. Hey, blue-eyed people, y'all family just got bigger. Ain't that great? And then in Utah, did y'all see in Utah that they're issuing the digital driver's license? Did y'all see that? The digital driver's license is about to pop off, y'all. Now, it lists a whole lot. If you go see the list of everything that they're supposed to do and what it's good for, it has all of this stuff on there, right? Boom, boom, boom. It's all this stuff. It's like it has a whole list of shit. The last thing that it has on the list that they want to do, it says social credit score. It says it's good for something called the social credit score. The same thing they got in China, where what you do creates a social score that will determine what you're able to do in society. You above a 65, and you can do this, and this. If you're not, then you got to keep your ass in the house. Utah is going to try to do this. They're going to be one of the first to do this. The digital driver's license that keeps a social credit score, y'all. Y'all think that ain't coming for you niggas? Y'all think that ain't coming? This is slow introduction, soft introduction. Introduce a little bit over here. Introduce a little bit over there. Introduce a little bit over there. Just a little bit over here. Same thing they're doing with the children in the schools. Just a little bit, introduce a little bit over here, a little bit over there, a little bit over there. Now they're really trying to mash with the schools, but this is the indoctrination. So that you don't really trip. Even Apple, their new update is going to their update will only, so basically it's like a green charge. It'll only charge your phone when the grid is green, right? So basically, when it's green enough, hold on, excuse me. So basically, when whatever grid you're in, I guess each grid is going to be different from each state. But when your grid is green, that's the only time your phone can charge. Basically keeping track of your carbon footprint. Now, if you go back to the WEF, the World Economic Forum conference they just had in Davos, the dude got on stage and he said that we're about to implement a carbon footprint tracker. Well, you'll be able to show, or you'll be able to keep track of what you're doing in the world and send that information so we can give you a carbon score, a carbon credit score. Dion Spivey, thank you. Man, everybody hitting that super chat today. Man, love y'all. A social credit score, right? So that goes, basically you however many carbon points you get, it'll keep track of that. This is the soft introduction because they want to get you used to, first of all, tracking yourself, but this carbon footprint, these carbon credits, that also goes along with your social credit score. This is the new system that they're trying to implement. So they're gonna see so basically now on the new phone, you got it's an option. You have an option to turn it on and off, they said. But your phone won't charge unless the grid is green. Apple trying to introduce this soft carbon credit shit. That Davos, that World Economic Forum told you that was coming for your ass, right? So the digital driver's license in over in Utah. If y'all in Utah, I don't know if there's many people in my in here that's probably in Utah. I would doubt against it. Now, maybe there's a couple of brothers in here in Utah that watch the show. But if you know somebody in Utah, tell them what's getting ready to pop, because the social credit score is going down. And then y'all saw the No Vote, No Vuck by Trina. Did y'all see that? The No Vote, No Vuck. Man, first they had what was it with your boy Juvenile? Vax that thing up. They had to vax the thing up, right? Which is crazy. But now they got Trina and who is it? Something Santana. What is Saucy Santana or whatever the fuck that? I have no idea who that person is. I know Trina, but Trina was off the. Whew, Trina. Trina was bad back in the day, boy. She's still bad. But Trina, but I know Trina. They got the no vote, no vote. I mean, it's basically saying if you ain't voting, if you ain't registered to vote, you get no cooter. you get no loving. You get Nathan. Make sure y'all hit that goddamn like button. 650 people, 400 likes. Come on, man. Hit that like button. Stop your hustling. So, you don't get none. Trying to get everybody, again. Now, just so you guys know, when you register to vote, it allows them to track you. I'm sure you guys didn't know that. But registering to vote puts you in the system, allows them to really track you. So, you know, it's fine if you want to do it. Just letting you know what it does. But what does the word vote mean? Remember, there's elect and then there's vote. Vote means to wish. That's it. That's all it means, is to wish. So, you know, again, the more people they get signed up, remember, this is what you're doing. When you sign up to vote, especially federally, you become part of the federal system. You're saying that you are a federal citizen, right? Basically, you are now a part of the federal corporation, United States of America, Inc., Delaware Corporation, file number 2193946. When you register to vote, you are saying that now you are a part of that. So then there's a law that says something called a federal area. So now if you participate in anything federal, then you are part of that federal area. Basically makes you a part of the federal government. You're a federal asset, really, is what it is. It makes you a federal asset. So the more people who register to vote, the more property or assets the corporation of the United States of America has. So they'll push this stuff. Now, having said that, local elections, voting can affect local elections. This is why I'm not going to say it, but I just told you, what can you do? You need to get involved. So I'm not going to sit up and say getting involved and then voting don't work. It does. Nationally, federal, it's to make you a slave. You have no control over the vote as far as president. That absolutely has, you have no control over that. None. Zero. I promise you, zero. HBO even did a goddamn documentary on it back in the day, like in 2007, I think. So you have no control over that. But local elections, you can absolutely affect local elections, because these local elections are too small to keep track of and affect, you know, and to keep control over. So they'll have a few minions who are able to go in there and try to manipulate it. But for the most part, local elections, you can affect change by doing that. So no vote, no vuck. Fuck that song. Fuck that bullshit. No vote, no vuck. Fuck that bullshit. But you definitely should get involved. Especially if you're still in the system, you still got your paperwork and all that. Man, why not make the system work for you? Like, you're going to be in it. It's going to affect you anyway. So why not make it affect you positively, to your advantage, like the Caucasian people do? Why don't you do that? It takes a minute to sit down, learn the goddamn way the system is working, but once you got that, you got it. You ain't never got to go and do it again. Sit y'all asses down, take a minute to learn the system, and you will start to understand and be able to break down. But you cannot affect the system for your advantage, but change in your favor, unless you know that system. And so, yeah, they'll say vote, vote, vote. What does that do if you don't know what the fuck is going on? If you don't know what you're voting for? See, they want you to vote, but they know most people who vote are ignorant or stupid and don't know anything about the system. And all you're doing is just offering your little one click to the system that ain't ever going to change. That's it. You keeping the status quo, because you don't know what the fuck is going on, but they tell you, hey, vote for me or you ain't black. Oh shit, nigga. Biden said, nigga, I ain't black, nigga. If I'm wearing shit, nigga, I got to be black, nigga. I ain't losing my blackness. I ain't losing my blackness, nigga. Biden said, I ain't black if I don't vote for him, nigga. Shit. I ain't losing my blackness, nigga. Not for nobody. That's the dumb niggas they get. And you go vote Biden, thinking you gonna lose, you ain't gonna be black because Biden said you ain't gonna be black when he called you cockroaches and all kind of shit. All that type of shit, all this racist shit. You can't find Trump calling you niggas no cockroaches. I promise you can't do that shit. And it ain't happening for none of these motherfuckers. But I'm just saying, when y'all compare these two motherfuckers, Trump didn't have you in no war. Nigga had gas prices down to $2. He had China scared as fuck. He had NATO. He was telling NATO to kick rocks. That's the people who trying to take over the world. So when all that shit was popping off, when Trump was in there, none of this shit was popping off. But now Biden in there telling you to vote, and now you ain't black if you don't vote for him. And Trina and Saucy Santana telling you ain't gonna get none if you don't vote. You don't get no bucks. If no votes, no bucks. So I adhere to the voting locally. Figure out your local systems, because that's what affects you immediately. Your local systems. Nationally, which is why we created the Know Your Rights Foundation. We're a 501c4, which means we can lobby and do things nationally. We can affect, to be able to affect things nationally, you have to be an organization like that with some power, with some people behind you, with some substance. The NRA, the NAACP, all these people, they're 501c4s. They can lobby, they can raise money politically and do all these things to affect legislation, laws. So, nationally, you have to be some type of organization to be able to do that. But locally, you can get in there, group the fuck up, learn what's going on in your system, and make sure y'all understand and put people in power who gonna work for you. I mean, figure that shit out. And locally, you would have to get together and do groups as well and do that. Make yourself powerful. Make yourself powerful. You do that by getting together with a bunch of people. That's how individually, I'm an Aries. Aries is all about the individual fight. That's what we do. Nah, nigga, I got it. That's our favorite phrase. I got it. I got it. Nah, nigga, I got it. Nigga, I got it. Like, nigga, I said I got it. That's an Aries' favorite phrase, I promise you. Nigga, I got it. But when you're coming to your higher consciousness, you understand you got a group with a gang of people who have the same mentality as you in order to be able to affect things on a grand scale, a massive scale. And so if you guys are sitting back thinking that, you tweeting and doing all that is going to affect you, that's not. It's just getting the information out, but it's not getting people up out of their seat. People are going to do that by seeing you do that. You're gonna motivate other people to get the fuck off their ass. Like, oh shit, he got it, nigga. Wait a minute, nigga, 6 months ago, this nigga didn't know shit. Now this nigga know all this shit about the government. What, nigga? Where this nigga learn that shit at? Oh, Eric Kirk, thank you. That's how you inspire. Right? You embody that what you want to see out in the world. So if you want to see that out in the world, you want to see us doing good and organize this and that, nigga, start with you. Start with your ass. And get over here and start mashing out and get your goddamn law. You already know the game. We teaching y'all, get this right here and keep this in your car. And tell them police officers to kick rocks when they pull you over and ask you for your license. And always when the police officer pulls you over and they come and they ask you for your ID and your license right off the bat, and they don't tell you why they pulled you over, make them tell you. They have to tell you why they pulled you over. They have to have a lawful reason to pull you over. That is a fact. That is a Supreme Court case, Delaware versus Prowse. They cannot pull you over to ascertain your ID or get registration. They have to have probable cause, right? Or reasonable suspicion, which means a reason. You had to do something. So always make them tell you what they pulled you over for, because they get away with that all the time. And then when you hand over your license and stuff without asking them that question, then you've acquiesced or you've consented. Now you've given up those rights. So assert yourself. You hand the police officers these things. Constitutional rights card tells them what happened when if they violate your constitutional rights. And then, tell them what your rights are. And then what will happen if they violate those constitutional rights. This qualified immunity card lets them know they don't get qualified immunity when they violate those rights. And this tells them all the law cases that back that up. So they can't be like, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right, well, these laws do. These Supreme Court cases do. So you keep this in your car. You hand the police officer and say, I don't answer questions. Then you already know. Get your full study on. Get this Know Your Rights manual. It has everything y'all need to know about traffic stops and Terry stops, which are police stops on foot. Come on, arm the children, everybody. Arm them. Let's be the first generation to come up where most of us are learning the law on a collective level and see what happens when that goes down. We ain't never tried that shit. Do y'all know we have never, ever, ever once tried learning the rules to the system? We ain't never tried that. That should seem crazy as hell. That nobody's ever said, sit the fuck down and learn the rules to the game before we start playing. Y'all seen Game of Thrones and House of Dragon? Nigga, you can't play those games if you don't know what the fuck is going on. You're going to get your head cut off in the first episode. Nigga, Ned Stark. Ned Stark wouldn't know how to play the game. He wasn't about the game. If y'all know Game of Thrones, Ned Stark got his goddamn, spoilers. Ned Stark got his head cut off because he didn't understand how to play the game. That's what happens. When you know how to play the game, you get your head cut off. So right here, Know Your Rights, the Know Your Rights manual. Everything you need to know about this basics, which you need to know about law to save your ass at these police stops. We're out here, we're affecting change, we're getting knowledgeable, everybody. If y'all see these police stops that we show in the police stop law class on Sundays, man, people out there mashing with their rights. Don't be the last one to do it. Get in the game while we're building the foundation for this. Know your rights. Then when they keep pushing that line, they keep coming for you, then you already know. Go get that bond. Go and get that bond. Place a claim on that bond. Every police officer or public official has a bond or insurance. It's not always a bond. Sometimes it may be insurance if your state allows for police officers or officials to have insurance instead of bonds. So make sure you check. All the laws will tell you. This has the place where you go find the laws in the back, and these laws will tell you where to go find or where to look it up, and those laws will tell you if the police officer or a public official needs insurance or a bond. So right here, and then you can place that claim each time they violate your constitutional rights. And then you already know we got the cards. We got these flashcards, baby. Flashcard, the second deck of the government flashcard should have been out already. Somebody is holding these up. We won't say who, but somebody's holding the second deck up. But they'll be out shortly, I promise you. But these are flashcards. Get these for your children. Have them in the car when the police officer gets ready to pull you over. They can be intimidation. Just have them sitting there. Just sitting right there in the car where the police officer looks in the car and see these. Oh, police stop. What are those? They gonna know you in a different game. Somebody told me they did that already. It's already happened. So that's how I know. So man, get out there, make sure your children get this information. Let's arm them now. Let's arm them in a different way, not with guns, but with knowledge of the system and how to defeat the system or make it work in their advantage. All right, for their favor. Right. So these are the flashcards right here, and then you already know when they coming for you, they coming for the crack. They coming for you on the mandates. They're trying to act like on the surface they're doing away with those they're doing away with it, but on the low, these states are implementing these mandates. So this is the liability card. This lets them know that they're liable if they force you under duress to get the crack scene. For every second that crack scene remains in your body, they have to pay you. They're liable for compensation. So that's what this is right here, and also lists all the adverse effects from the cat, dog, cat, so that you'll know. And it also comes with the, man, I don't have it on. It also, here it is. So it also comes with the P.F. Pfizer report, the P.F. Pfizer bakery report. This is the clinical trial that they did. So if they try to argue and say, well, the cupcake, there was no adverse effects from the cupcake, then you just go to the back page and you show them all these adverse effects right here. All these adverse effects that the P.F. Pfizer bakery itself said was in the cupcake. So here we go. Boom. There's another page. Oh, man, who is that? Eagle Eye Readings. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So all of these are in here. Again, there's like 150 to 200 adverse effects on the back. So they can't argue with you. This can be, you can submit this to court if you sue them. This can be submitted into court. So that's what this is. And then this is the religious exemption. So remember, there's in the cupcakes, they use the aborted fetal tissue in the cupcakes. So if you are pro-life, or even if you just want to be pro-life because and you go against that, then boom, you can use this as a religious exemption. They cannot force you. People have won in court on that already. They have already won $10.3 million to be exact. So you can use that. And that also comes with the P.F. Pfizer bakery report. So I'm giving both of those in there. So make sure you get over there. And then you get the full package for free when you order the Great Book of Melanin Research. Y'all know the game. Telling you about why you got that vibranium, what to do with it, how to keep it clean, how to elevate it, why it's so coveted on the stock market. All of that is in here. Break this down. Shout out to the brother who did the channel, who broke this book down. Man, that's some good. Hey, that's a lot of work. This is a straight up science book, and it's breaking it off. So shout out to you. But you get the package for free if you order the Great Book of Melanin Research. And what I'm going to do for the next week, I'm going to throw, if you get the Great Book of Melanin Research, I'm going to throw. So you already get the cards, one deck of cards. You already get one deck of flashcards, the Police Stop flashcards. I'm going to throw in a second deck, and I'm going to give you the liability notice for free. So that's the next week. That's from this Saturday to next Saturday. So after next Saturday, don't ask me. So you're going to get all these. You're going to get these two things for free. All right. plus the PF Pfizer bakery and all report and all of that. So, and then, you know, you also get the alkaline cookbook. I send this to you as a digital copy. So everybody, I'm trying to get y'all, I'm trying to get your game up, man, trying to get your knowledge game up. I want to see a million Johnny Cochrans out here mashing on the law. They ain't gonna know what to do with that. It's gonna change the game. At the very least, it's gonna create a new game if we need to. So, man, let's do it. Appreciate everybody who hit the super chat. And thank you for all my moderators who've been in here. Tish, Gwendolyn Brown, Jason, Brian, man, and Mel, everybody who's doing the moderating. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get out of here because I am hungry and I'm about to watch episode 5 of Andor. Y'all already know I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd. I got to watch my Star Wars. I got to see what's going on. I'm about to do that and I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.